Hey there, beautiful friends. Kyle here. And today we are doing Full Set Friday. I understand that it's Sunday, but I had put this necklace set together on Friday, and so I had dubbed it Full Set Friday. But we had some issues on Friday, some crimp failage, and I did not have the mental fortitude, if you will, to do this video on Friday. So I wanted to give myself a day to recover from it. But so here we are. It is Sunday, but it's okay, right? It's okay. So this is going to be Full Set Friday from the Bargain Bee box, from this month's Bargain Bee box. Guys, this is my project card for the necklace, bracelet, and earrings. So when I tell you this one is packed full of good stuff, it is packed full. All right, so let's go through the list of ingredients that we need for the necklace. And I am going to break this up into two videos. This will be the necklace video, and then I will shoot the bracelet and earring video together after this one. So this way you guys can just take a little break. You don't have to feel like, you got to sit and watch this for hours and hours. I like to, make it in little bite-sized pieces. So I think it's a lot easier to learn that way. So for the necklace, we are going to need some 18 gauge wire. This is about a 5-inch piece of 18 gauge wire. You are going to need, now this is optional. You're going to need some 11 O's if you want to do it like I'm doing it. You don't have to do this part. This is kind of a, I think it's a neat looking application. So we have some 11 O's, your color of choice. I've chosen this oxblood color because I think it looks really well with these beads. So you're going to need a tube of those. Well, you don't need a whole tube, but you're going to need a few of those. You're going to need 16 of these rainbow jasper rondelles. You are going to need 14 of the bicones. You are going to need 22 of the 6mm matte jasper. You're going to need 12 of the big boys here, the 8mm jasper. You're going to need 8 of the 6mm frosted glass. And then we're going to do some spacers. Now I know that there was some spacers that came in the bag this month. I did not use those because I really liked how these wavy spacers, because we are using this pendant, I just kind of like how those wavy spacers really match this pendant. So I thought those were ideal. So you're going to need a couple of those. I have 18 7mm silver spacers. Again, guys, feel free to use the spacers that came in the bag. They'll work just as well. And I am doing a mixed metal project, which is a little strange for me. I don't usually do that too much, but we're going to go with it today. So you're going to need 8 of these 6mm gold spacers. We got the seed beads. You're going to need the toggle set, and you're also going to need the hammered pendant. And I'm bringing in this sun charm. This is what I'm bringing in throughout this set. These also came from the sister store, the Bee Box Bargain sister store. So that's just really cute. Little sun charm. I've got 4 of those in the whole set. But for the necklace, we're only going to use 1. And I also have you're going to need 4 crimp tubes, 2 wire guardians. You're going to need 2 6mm jump rings. Oh, and I also have this little smaller spacer here, just one of those different ones. I just like to put at the end, and I'll show you that in a second. The toggle thing, yeah, so those, and then you're going to need the bead stringing wire. You're going to need about 28 inches cut in half, so 2 pieces of about 14 inches. You probably won't need quite that much, but I like to have a little tail when I'm crimping. To me, it's easier. All right, so let's get this out of the way. We're going to do the focal after we do the stringing. So this is kind of going to be like a 2 process. We're going to do the stringing first, which is going to be super easy, because we're basically just stringing, we're not connecting it to anything yet. We're just making one stringed up piece. So I did cut wire, and I'm not sure where it went. Hold please, let me look for my wire real quick. Jokey then, I found it. It was on the floor. So like I said, about 2 14-inch pieces. This is probably about a 15-inch piece, but I like to have a little extra. Okay, so here's our pattern. And then this is where I say about the seed beads. So I've made this little seed bead loop here, and I am going to incorporate these seed beads into the bracelet design as well. They will be in other pieces. But I thought that would be this is what's going to connect us to our pendant portion. So I thought that was just a cool little interesting application. And the rest of this is basically just a pattern that I have, you know, I have beaded up. All right, so if you're using the 11 O's, that's what I'm using. I'm using the 11 O's. They seem to be my spacer of choice these days. Love the 11 O's. I do a lot with the 8 O's as well. I really do enjoy the 8 O's and the 11 O's. And again, I am not a seed beater, so these are, I just use these as in stringing applications and what have you. All right, so first we are going to take one of our pieces of wire and we're going to string on a crimp tube. These are soft flex crimp tubes. Oh, I forgot to show you the tools. Tools are pretty basic, I believe, in this one. You're going to need your cutter tool. If you have one of these step bail making pliers, that works great. If not, you can use regular a mandrel of your choice. One of these is always good to straighten your wire. And then I have my my crimping pliers. They're the magical crimping pliers. You guys can use whatever crimping pliers you have. And I have just a standard set of chain nose pliers. The regular and the bent, they're my favorite. They're my go-to guys. I know a lot of people, sorry, just rearranging my tools. I know a lot of people say that they don't use the bent chain nose pliers, and I don't know how they make jewelry without them. So, all right, so let's look on my list, and I did write down how many of these I'm going to need in the beginning. Okay, so this, I'm using 17 of these in the beginning portion. I believe it was 17. I thought I wrote it down, and now I don't see it. Oh, 18. I'm sorry. We're using 18 here. And this, guys, will make about a 20-inch necklace, and that is not including the drop portion. The drop portion will add about another 3 inches. So not to the length like around your neck, but it will add it to how it hangs. So around the neck, it's about a 20 inches. And you can alter that by just doing your own pattern, maybe taking out a couple things if you want it smaller. If you want a little bit larger, add a couple things. So right now we're going to do 18. So I'm going to be quiet as I count or I will lose count. So this is the laborious portion for me because I'm not the quickest with this. But basically we're just going to, you know, I'm going to pause and load these up and I'll be right back. Okay, friends, and through the magic of editing, we are back with 18 size 11/0 seed beads on our wire. We're going to go down here, bring them towards the front. I also don't know if I had this light on earlier either, so it might be a little brighter as well. Then we're going to take the end of our little wire here, and we're going to feed that right through our crimp tube. Bring that up. And then you're just going to slide your crimp tube down till you form this little teardrop looking guy. Pretty cute, pretty cute. So we are going to get our crimping pliers and we're going to hopefully have a successful crimp. This necklace has just been bombarded with failed crimp. So even though we're not using our traditional crimping pliers, trying to figure out, there we go. I still like to keep these wires next to each other inside that crimp, because I feel like that helps make a better crimp when they're next side by side and not like all cattywampus on top of each other. So you're going to, I'm so sorry, I keep going out of frame. You're going to go ahead and settle your tube right in between. Yeah, it's in there. And you're going to squeeze down. Ideally, you are going to have a little ravioli square shape. Guys, you can use your regular crimping pliers if you want. So then we just went in on the other side and we squished down that ravioli. And now we're going to start forming our fancy little crimp ball. Put the pliers back in there and you're just going to kind of rotate your wire while you're just chomping down on it, making sure that it's always nice and in there. You're not really technically taking the tool off. And so what you're essentially doing is, you're creating a ball. That's still a little square for me, so let's just do a little bit more. Sometimes it just takes a couple little extra squishes to make that perfect. Now we're going to pull. That is nice and secure, thank God. And then we're going to trim off the end. Okay, so this is what you have. You have your little lasso. And now we're ready to start our pattern. So I'm just judging from here. And what I love about this project is that we can make the little arms of the necklace first, which makes it easier. And then we kind of bring it all together with the pendant. So I am just going to follow my pattern here. And I'm going to bring some of these beads down where it's nice and easy for me to do this without having to keep reaching over the screen, because I know that's probably annoying. All right, and let me just put my little guy here out of the way. Okay, this is all for the end of this is all for the connection at the end. All right, so here is my pattern. So we're going to do bicone. Guys, I apologize for my nails too. I know they're at the end of their cycle right now, but I made an executive decision, Matt. It was either do my nails or do these videos, because I know if I did my nails first, bicone, then this video would not get done, because there would be a drying process and just all kinds of nonsense, Matt. And so I know I would have put this video off even longer, which we didn't want to do. Okay, so we got our first, I don't know if this is in here. Let me bring this in here for you guys. So then our first little portion is done, and then we come to our first little gold spacer. And then we will start with one of these rainbow rondelles. They're gemstones, so you're going to get different tones, but I do like to try to stagger the tones a little bit. So you don't have all the same exact tones, you know, in a row. They kind of look a little more interesting when they vary in color slightly. That's my personal opinion. But right here, this is just going to be a single, guys. So we're just going to throw anyone there. And then I'm going to double up these spacers here, these wavy spacers. I'm going to double them up here, kind of give them a little more of that ripple effect. I did not have enough of these wavy spacers, or I probably would have doubled them up throughout the whole piece. But I didn't have enough, so it is what it is. All right, so now we're going to start with our first big chunky guy over here, which is one of these 8 mils. And then it's going to be wavy spacer. Frosted glass, wavy spacer, big boy. I don't know if I should call it that. Wavy spacer, frosted glass, wavy spacer. This is our first like real pattern. Then we're going to throw one of these 8 millimeters. And then I believe it's another gold spacer, but every so often, you know, I'm going to check my pattern, make sure I'm doing it right. Yep, so now we're up to here. So we're up to our second gold spacer. But yeah, I said, you know, I can do my nails later tonight when I'm like watching TV or catching up on my YouTube videos. But I really just wanted to get this project done. And I wanted to stop talking myself out of it, because that is usually what I do. So... And here we are going to get, we come to our portion where we have 3 of these. So again, I'm going to pick out like kind of little different tonage ones. So that's just more of an interest there, you know. And if you want to just pick out all the same tones and that's your aesthetic, that's completely fine. But I just like when it has that, I like when it has that little bit of variation there. I promise I will get better with this whole being on camera. I know it's really important, you know, for you to see the projects. Can you not lick yourself? Sorry, that sounded really random, didn't it? It's my cat. She's on my desk and she's deciding to have a spa day and shaking everything up. So can we not do that? Okay, so we're going to do one wavy spacer here. Now, see what I'm saying? Had I enough, I would have also put, you know, I would have doubled it up right there, but I didn't have enough, so... Now we're going to start this pattern again. So we're going to start with our big chunky guy. Wavy spacer. Red glass. Wavy spacer. Chunky monkey. Yeah, so I don't know what we're going to do. These are actually nail strips from Color Street? I lost my count because I'm talking, and they work really well, but I don't know if we're going to do paint or we're going to do more strips. I always find when I like paint my nails with actual paint, I'm not great at it. It is what it is. Okay. So now we're up to here, and now we're putting in our last gold spacer. And we are doing our 3 rondelles. And they're kind of, unfortunately, all the same tone, but we're going to go with it. Oh, we can maybe switch one out over here. Let's switch it out over here so we can have a little bit of, that one's got a little dent in it. I don't know. Listen, he needs love too. What do you think? Should we put the dented fella on there? Let's grab another one real quick. I'll be right back. I'm not even going to pause you guys because then I'll probably do it wrong and then I'll have to merge the videos 3 times. Oh, darn. Guess what, friends? I already put these beads away. So, the dented one shall stay. He's been granted a pardon by the governor. There he is. It's okay. Dented beads need love too. Okay, and then I believe we're going to come in here with our last 2 wavy spacers. Yeah, I had put this because this is my 3rd project, and I still have a ton of beads left, which is crazy because this project itself takes so many beads, and I've done other bead heavy projects, and I still have a ton left, but I was getting bored, so I brought out a different bead. I brought out Andrea's beads. I'm going to play with those next. So, all right, now we're going to start our length process, which is, so we are done with all of these beads, and now we're just sticking with the bicones, which we're going to put on a bicone here. Yeah, I brought out the Summer Magic box. I can't wait to start playing with that. And then our pattern is 2 of these matte jaspers. I believe these are the 6 millimeters. And again, I kind of like to vary the tones of these. Maybe a little dark one next to a light one, if you can. I mean, it doesn't really matter here. This is the length portion, but I kind of like it when they're a little different color tones. But I think I'm going to put more stickers on my nails because they're just easier and they last so much longer. It's ridiculous. And we're coming to the end of this portion. We are almost at the finish line, and then we get to do the pendant, which is so much fun. Guys, I'm not a big wire wrapper. I just do little stuff here and there. But this has a little interesting wire. It's not really much wire, but it's something. It's just a basic old wire wrapping. So, but anyway. All right, so let's check this out. Make sure this is gravy. Matches its counterpart. All the beads look to be in the right place because I do this sometimes. All right, looking good, looking good. Looking sexy. All right, so we are going to slide our crimp tube on here. I really didn't give myself as much room as I thought I would. I think I might have cut a smaller piece. I am going to use wire guardians here. Guys, this is a personal preference. If this was a piece for myself, I probably would not use the wire guardians, but I will probably sell this in my shop. So when I sell things, I do kind of like to do the wire guardians in there because I think it's just a more professional touch. And I really probably cut my bead string wire way too short here, but we're going to figure it out. So bring your through your wire guardian there, and this is going to be a little tricky because this is a small area. Did I put the crimp tube on? Yeah, the crimp tube keeps getting stuck. This is why I hate these things. It got stuck here in the wire guardian. Oh my goodness. Can you get out of there, buddy? There it is. Okay. She's free. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put that. And I also want to put that through this metal spacer here as well. That other piece of bead string and wire. Pull him in. Uh-oh. There we go. Don't lose him. Just kind of pull him down. There we go. Sorry, guys. So now you want to pull this all down together. Make sure you're nice and flexible. If you want to kind of do a little wrap in there. I know Becky does that, and I think that's a really good idea. I learned so much from her. Becky Foster, if you guys aren't watching her, she's the best. You should. All right. Now, I just want to make sure I'm straightening all of this up. So you have this. And this is why I like to take this little piece of extra wire through the next bead and then hold it to the side, because that is really keeping this all together, right? It's keeping it in place, making it a little bit easier for you to crimp. We're checking. That's perfect. So now we bring in our crimp tube. Just be careful, and I like to squeeze these in just a little bit, just a little bit. Just be careful that you're not crimping on those, because you can damage that metal. I'm just going to bring everything down just ever so slightly, because you can actually really damage that metal. You can nick it. Okay, there's our ravioli, not the best ravioli, and this is probably not secure, so no, it is, it's in there. Okay, she's good. Okay, she's definitely in there. Not exactly the crimp I was dreaming about. I went a little high on that one, but that's okay. Make it look pretty anyway. Make it look pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do our little crimpy smashes. Not smashes, don't smash the crimp. There is way too much bead string wire in here. So I'm probably, after this project, I'm probably going to restring that before I sell it, because I don't like this crimp at all. But for educational purposes, we're going to keep going, because I've gone way too far in this video to stop now. But see, guys, sometimes that's a messed up crimp. Don't mess up your crimps like that. I mean, they can be saved. I mean, it is coming out ball-like. But I don't like all this space in here. This is way too much space for me. Can you see this gap? I can't. But I'm not going to restring it. We're just going to go from here. Because, or should I restring it? Good Lord, I don't want to. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Let's just pretend that that was a good crimp. Because I can't keep doing this. And I'm hot. Let's cut that. And I've got another video to shoot after this. So for all intents and purposes, that is a good crimp. Okay. All right. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to attach the other side of our toggle. I am using gold jump rings, guys, because I am keeping with the mixed metal theme here pretty well. I was pretty proud of myself that I could do that. Usually that's tricky for me. So we're going to take our jump ring and we are just going to open it side to side. Just like that. And put that, thread that there on our thing. And you can just thread this right onto there if you want, but I like when you're using a toggle, I think that it's good to have this little jump ring there because it adds some little space. So your toggle is not so stiff and hard to put on. Oh, I'm just gonna, it's perfectly closed. Okay. So there is the arms for our necklace. And now we are going to work on the pendant. So we have, for the pendant portion here, 2 more of those gold spacers, 2 more of the rainbows, and we have this sun. And we are going to be putting the sun right there. So it's going to kind of pick up, you know, that gold. So we have our 18 gauge piece of wire. You know, feel free to kind of straighten him out a little bit. Make him nice. You can use your pliers for this. I like to pretend that I'm this He-Man and I, you know, muscle my way through stuff. But feel free to use, this is how you should do it, right? You should put it between these pliers. This is how you really should do it. And then just kind of do this. And that'll just straighten all that right up. Perfect. Okay. So here we are going to, this is where we're going to take our big fellas here. Let me put you guys up just a little bit. Okay. Because it was starting to fall down. So this is where you want to choose a mandrel. I don't necessarily need a huge ring, but I need a loop big enough that will, you know, that will sit that comfortably. So I'm probably going to use this mandrel, which is the not the real small one, but the second to small one. So in essence, we are making an eye pin here. You just want to make sure that end is flush. You always want a flush cut on your eye pins. So we're going to put that between the mandrels. We're going to make sure that there is no wire sticking up, because if you have wire sticking up through that mandrel, you won't have a great loop. So now we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to tiny motions twist until we feel that wire kind of meet there. And then we're just going to roll back. And we're just going to break that neck a little bit. So in essence, and this is a good one. This is a real good one. I'm proud of this guy. So in essence, just straighten him out. You've got an eye pin, and that is a good looking eye pin, my friends. That is a good looking one. Okay, enough with gloating on myself, but listen, when you have a nice looking eye pin, celebrate that victory, because that is a victory, because eye pins are sometimes a struggle, even though they're simple. All right, so we are going to ever so gently now open this eye pin. Princess, can you not? Thank you. Which is just that motion that you would do with a jump ring. And then this is going to be the back. So we're going to slide our sun on first because we want him front and center. And then we're going to slide our wavy dude on. And then we're going to go over here and we're just going to close this the way we opened it. So we're just going to gently swing the arm down. You can kind of rock it back and forth a little until it meets up with that wire. But you definitely want that to be closed. Okay. So this is what we have. Now we're going to start stacking up our beads. So we're going to start with one of our rainbow jaspers, or you can do it. Did I start with a gold? No, let's start with a rainbow jasper. And then we'll do a gold spacer, and then a rainbow jasper, and then our other gold spacer. So then this is what you have. Or you can do that. You know what? I think I like the gold spacer at the bottom. Let's do it that way. I think that's the way I had it in my sample piece. Guys, if you make videos, how frustrating is it when you make a beautiful set and it's a sample piece, so you have to take it apart and make it again? It's so frustrating, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I kind of like that orientation better. All right. So now this is where we're going to come over here and we're going to turn it to its side. So we're going to make a loop going this way. So the loops are going to be opposite. So you have a front-facing loop here, and now we're going to have a side-facing loop here. So we're going to take our pliers. And now this is 18 gauge wire, guys. So this is a little, you know, we're going to have to use some of our tools here. And I don't want a lot of wraps here. There's this, I don't understand where all this cat, I mean, I understand where the cat hair comes from, but for crying out loud. So I want maybe like 2 wraps here. So I'm going to go about here on my tool, and you're going to make sure that that is exactly opposite of your loop on the bottom. Princess, stop. And then we're going to just bend that over the tool like so. Right? You know what? Get down. I've had enough of you. So now we're going to bring in our bail making pliers again. Now guys, this is going to have, these loops are going to be connected here. So we're going to make sure we make a pretty decent sized loop here. So we can accommodate all of that. So again, let's pick out a mandrel, shall we? I think we like this one. This is, nope, that's the biggest. Let's do the second to biggest. And you might have to reposition your wire in here because there might not be enough space. Yeah, so what we're gonna have to do is just lift that up a little bit. So this way we've kind of made up for that space a little bit, and then we can correct this loop as we make it. So let's bring the loop over the mandrel, flip the mandrel around, and then continue the loop here. Now this is where we can look, oh sorry, and we can go ahead and bring that wire and kind of fiddle around and straighten that loop up. So now it's kind of looking like it should. Okay, and we're going to switch hands, and you can use your tools here to wrap this because it is 18 gauge wire. So we're going to grab our tool, and then we're going to like kind of make that where it matches up. Oh, you know what, guys? You know what I did forget? Here's an important step that I forgot. This is where we bring our, leave that open, because this is where we're going to bring our, we're going to slide our, oh my God, I can't believe I almost did that without sliding these on there. Okay. Now we slid both of our necklace pieces on there. I don't think it matters which size. I think they're the same size, same side. So now we're just going to close this back up a little bit. Okay. And I will use my pliers to hold this here right at the loop. Like just right there. So we're not letting any of that go. Just make sure that's positioned in a good spot, or it's holding everything together, but it's not in your way. Then you're going to take your wire, and now you're going to wrap. And again, you can use your tools for this. This is kind of the tricky part here. but I'm just going to hand wrap. Holding this loop up here with my finger so it does not get distorted. Guys, this doesn't have to be a perfect wrap. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it a little bit messy. Because why not? I'm going to make it a little bit messy. And keep going. Now this will be our last wrap around here. There we go. Now this metal got a little tiny distorted, not too bad. I pretty much kept it circle, but you can go over here with your nylon jaw pliers and kind of finagle that around, straighten it out how you want. And see, that's not bad. We did a little messy wrap. I kind of like it. My sample, I had a neater wrap, but I also, in my sample, I didn't have these rings here. This was an addition. I just thought it was something cool that I added. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut our wire. Make sure we do not cut any other pieces here that we need. And now we're just going to come in with our baby pliers. I like to use these thinner nose pliers. We're just going to cut, we're just going to switch that down a little bit so there are no pokey ends. Okay, that looks good. We can just a little bit more. Just be careful. Just be careful. Okay, perfect. All right. So guys, here we have our necklace is done. Let me get all these tools out of the way so you can get a good look here. Here she is. It's our necklace. Nice little sun. Beautiful, right? So much fun. So much fun. So different. If I can hold it properly. There we go. And I like the little, listen, I don't know if you can hear it. The little clinkle. The clinkle clankle. I love it. I love when my jewelry makes little clinkle clankles. You guys might not like that. That might not be for you. But it's for me. I like it. And if you don't want this loop so big here, you don't have to make it so big. I just thought that was just a really pretty, just artful type, you know. I don't know. I like it. All right, guys, stay tuned. Well, don't stay tuned, actually. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to put together the matching earrings and bracelet. I cannot wait to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you a sneak peeker. I can't show you a sneak peeker of the bracelet because it's completely torn apart. But this is the sneak peeker of the bracelet. But the earrings, I have to show you a sneak peek of the earrings because they are absolutely my favorite part of this collection are the earrings. So here are the earrings. Again, we're using those suns. And we brought in the charms. And I don't know. I just think they're just such a cute pair of earrings. So yeah, we're going to do those next. And the bracelet, guys.